Okay, so now we're going to create an email template so that we can either send it out individually to a lead or use it as part of a drip campaign. So we are going to first go up to Mailing Center. Now if you're using CRM Pro, you will have a Mailing Center. If you have any other of the versions such as Lite or Express, the Mailing Center is not part of that program. So if you have an interest in upgrading, you can do that. So we'll click on Mailing Center and we come over to Mailing Piece Library. So we're going to be writing our first email template. So you'll do that from the email Mailing Piece Library. And when I click on it, you will see we already have a few other emails already in here, but we're going to go ahead and compose a new mailing piece. So we'll click on green button, compose a mailing piece. Now you're always going to want to have a subject line, obviously, to your emails, and that's a whole art in itself, but we're going to go ahead and just call this, we'll call this About Your Arizona Home Search. And, you know, of course, if you're in another state, you can change this, but this is because I'm in Arizona, so this letter will work for everybody I am mailing to in the state of Arizona. Mailing description, I'm just going to make a note to myself so when I see the list what I know this is. This is buyer 1. Thanks for your registration. Thanks for registering letter. It's the first letter. And the category, I am going to call it buyer short term. You can edit the values if you don't want whatever is in your list to be there. You can edit those by clicking edit values. And we're not going to worry about letterhead right now, but there is letterhead in here if you choose. Can spam notification, always be sure that you have this checked, especially if it's going to be going out in a campaign. If it is, we want the recipients to be able to basically opt out when they want to. So that's, you know, you're not getting any can spam laws. And you also have the option here to upload a file. For instance, if you're sending your client a pre-qualification, you can send them a pre-qual empty form, something like that. But remember, you're not going to put anything specific in this letter because it is a template, so you don't want to direct it toward any individual that this letter could be used for more than one person. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and set up the salutation so that it does go out as a template. So I'm going to put in hi because I'm pretty casual in my writing, and I'm going to locate the first name out of this mail merge list. You can pick anything out of here that you want to pull in, but understand if you're going to use any of these fields, which is what these are, that you want to be sure you have something in that field within the contact if you're going to do it. For instance, we're almost always going to have a first name when we have a contact, but you may not always have, for instance, a zip code in there or a country. So just be real careful if you're going to use these templates for a lot of different clients. You just be pretty generic in the fields that you're going to put in. So at this point, I'm going to click out and so I can show you I am going to put in a field that will pull in for every time I mail this out. It's going to pull in the first name of that lead. And I'm just going to say something like, thank you for registering on my website to search for homes in Arizona. If I wanted to at this point, I could put in the city, but I'm not going to because I'm fearful that I may not have the city in here every time. So when I say city, I could come down here and pick out the city and say, oh yeah, you're looking for homes in whatever city. But if you don't put anything in that all the time, it's not going to work. So it'll just end up being blank. Are you looking to buy within the, let's see, how about that? How about we say something, are you looking to buy, to invest, or to occupy? Occupy, spell that right. Okay, so I already have a preset signature line set up in here, and in another video we'll show you how to do that. But so I am going to go ahead and pull in my preset signature line. And when I do that, I have it way down here under the email signature. So it's just like if you were writing your own email from your own Gmail account, for instance, it would pull in your signature line that you've pre-built. So I'm going to go ahead and tell it to do that. You could also just have your signature line in here and use it over and over again and just plug it all in if you wanted to. That's fine too, but I like to just do this so that way I don't have to reinvent the wheel every time I'm writing a template. And I'm also really interested in only making my letters pretty short. I just want responses back, and that's always the case. Make sure you're always asking for a call to action. In this case, we do have a question. So I am done with this letter, believe it or not. It's pretty short. It's to the point. And this letter, from my own experience, will get some responses, and we're very happy to get those, obviously. And then once we get those, we can take the next step to do some more communicating. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And then you're going to be able to see this letter pop up. All of these letters that are down here are global letters that were in the system, written by the administrator within my office. But once you start writing your own, you'll be able to see your own in here. If you're sharing your account with the manager or brokerage, then your emails are all going to be here with a red X. So you can tell these are yours, okay? These will be the ones that you'll be writing. They will all be here and easy to locate in the list. Okay, so we've written our first letter. Now let's just go really quick and show you how to send this letter. If I wanted to send this about your Arizona home search to my contact, I would go up to contacts, and I would locate the contact that I'd want to mail it to. And let's just pull it out and send it to Brad Pitt. So if I click on Brad, I'm going to go over here. I am in his account. I'm going to go over here to mailings. And I'm going to choose the mailing piece out of the list. So it's already set up here for mailing piece. So I can just go over here and say send a mailing piece to the contact. And then I will go over here to select the mailing piece. And I want the mail to go out as an email. And then I'm going to tell it which account. I already have preset the Gmail account up in here already. And you can have more than one account set up, but we have already preset up the Gmail account, and that is in a video that explains how to set up your email account to send out mail from the system. So watch for that video. And you do need to get that set up in order for this to work. I'm going to go ahead and schedule it to go out right away, but if I wanted to, I could schedule it to go out at any date I want to in the future. So, but right now I want it to go immediately, so I'm going to hit select a mailing piece and go down and locate the letter. Now I have just sent that or written the letter, so there is the letter that I want to go. And when I click on that, from this point I actually could do some additional personalizing if I chose to at this point. But what it's going to do is pull in Brad's name automatically, and it's going to pull in my signature line automatically that was already written. Everything else is fine. Here's the subject line. I mean, I may choose to go in here and put Brad, and because I'm within Brad's contact, it's only going to say that in Brad's email that goes out. It's not going to make any adjustments to the template that I did. It will always keep the template in the same format. So I could put Brad here if I chose to, and I do like to personalize the subject line as often as possible. And I'm just going to hit send. Now when I do that, I'll be able to see in the list that this email is getting ready to go out. It's pending because I've asked it to go out right away. Okay. So from here, I can go back out to the mailings and see that it's set up to go out. If for some reason I decided I didn't want to mail it, I could simply click here and turn it off really quick before it goes out. As long as it doesn't say it's been sent, you can do that. So this letter will end up in Brad's inbox, and everything will pull in correctly with his name in the letter. And that's the quick and easy way to build your letters. So when you're building a campaign, you're going to want to build all the letters that you want to put into a campaign, and we'll talk about that in the drip campaign video.